stands for love it or list it. And no, I'm not talking about the HGTV show. I'm talking about this idea that I want you, when you're communicating, being a messaging expert, really, that's what I do, whether it's through your follow-up or your phone calls or the first visits or your social media videos, all the good stuff that you're doing. I first and foremost want you to communicate that I love it. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about what you do as a new home consultant in sales, or if you're on the marketing side of our business as a new home marketing professional. I want you to sell more than anything else right now how much you love it. And I want you to think about Carrie a few weeks ago. This was so brilliant when she said this. She talked about the invitation. I want you to invite people in to what you love, to what you believe in. And you will invite them in, again, through the messaging, through the way that you phrase it as you're talking. But I want you to literally invite them into your world. When you invite people into something that you are passionate about, it becomes magnetic. They can't help it. And this is where your passion and your love for what you do, it's not just about feeling good or making other people feel good. The result of passion, the translation to the other person, to the receiver, is confidence. And even more importantly, it's clarity. When I invite you into something that I love, it means that I'm confident in it. It means that I'm clear about it. It means that I feel good about it. And that leads to clarity. And clarity leads to certainty. Your passion, your love it for this business leads to certainty in your buyers. Think about how many times you've been on the bubble about something. Is this a good time? Is this the guy for me? Is this the girl for me? And maybe, for example, you were dating somebody and your mom or somebody that you trust gives an enthusiastic endorsement of this person. Oh, he's awesome. He's got everything you've ever wanted. He's this, he's that. Your most trusted girlfriend shows enthusiasm for this person. Doesn't that create a little more certainty in your mind? A little more clarity? So I'm asking you this week, do you love it or do you need to list it? And this isn't about the houses you sell, although we'll get to that in just a minute. This is about you. And this is about, can you say with unbridled passion and enthusiasm and energy, I love selling new homes. I love marketing new homes. I love the builder I work for. I love the team that I work with. It's not just about the industry, loving new homes or loving the neighborhood you're selling. It's also the passion for the company that you work with, the team that you work for. And when you have that passion for all of those pieces, when that comes together, that is magnetic. That's why people click on the video. They literally can feel it through the screen. It's really crazy, but it's true. It's in the tone of your voice when you leave the voicemail for somebody to call you back. It's in the tone of the email when you send the email. You know, Carrie says pretty frequently, can they hear your smile when you send the email? And that's without a bunch of emoticons and emojis and a purple pink font. That's in the tone of it. So I really want you to think about today, it's time to get really honest with yourself, brutally honest, to say, do I love it or do I need to list it? And if you need to list it, it's okay. It's okay. Maybe you still love selling new homes or marketing new homes, but you need to change jerseys and do it somewhere that you love a little bit better, you have more confidence in. That's okay. But at the end of the day, it starts with you. You can't begin to work with other people on their home. Do they need to love it or list it unless they get it first from you? And that all starts here. The more that I go through all these different business disruptions I've been through some nasty personal stuff that I never talk about, but if anybody ever wanted or needed a heart-to-heart one-on-one, I could probably make you feel better about your life if I told you some of the nasty stuff that I've just dealt with, persevered through. I mean, it's just not pretty, right? And the more I do all of that, the more that I find that my success of what comes next has so little to do with all that external stuff, and it has everything to do with right here. So I know for some of you, some of this content seems a little fluffy, or it seems like whatever. And that's why I do the other stuff we do. We do analytics. We're getting ready to talk to Daryl. She's going to give us hard-hitting tips on selling from a PDF. And that's all well and good to appeal to everybody's needs. But for some of you, I need you to hear me today on this, that your passion for what you do creates certainty in others, or it doesn't. And that's the scary part. When you aren't feeling it, you'll create doubt and uncertainty in others. And then you wonder why none of them move to closing, why nobody's buying. Years ago, I was asked to meet with an on-site agent in the Midwest. Company and city shall go nameless. I said, go out to her model. I was there speaking for something else. And they said, while you're here, just go out there, meet with her. She hasn't sold anything, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. Okay. I go out there. I go, just show me around your model. Yeah, well, we've got this floor, but so-and-so's got a better floor. Just type, some linoleum or something. It was townhomes. Yeah, they got this linoleum like in the utility closet, and somebody else has got a better one. Okay. She keeps showing me the model, but instead of showing me what she has, it's what she doesn't have. Everything is what she doesn't have and who has it. I go, let's get in the car. Take me one of those models. So we go over to the competitor's model, and she's like, see? She's like, I'm thinking to myself, man, this is going to be a really bad lunch with this manager when I get done here, because this is not going well. So finally, I say to her, we get back to her model. It's just me and her. I'm like standing across the topo table, because that's what we had back then. And I look at her and I'm like, so obviously this isn't a product or a price point that you personally would buy. I'm pretty clear on that. I'm like, but can you imagine that there is a target audience for this, that maybe they don't mind paying a little bit more because of this, the way the location is? I mean, by the time we had done all the competitors and all the shops and all the stuff together, I pretty much figured out how to sell this thing, right? So I positioned it that way, and I fed it back to her to see if she could then give it back to me. And she looked at me and she goes, no, I can't really imagine anybody buying this. Mm-hmm. Dramatic pause here, right? You can't imagine anyone buying this? Then you're not going to be able to sell it. So sadly, when I had lunch with the manager at Panera Bread a few hours later, I had to say, he said, well, and I said, I don't want to cause anybody a problem or cause anybody their job or whatever, but I don't think she's going to sell any. She doesn't love it. And see, that's the issue, is some of you really deep down, you don't see why somebody'd buy what you're currently representing. And so that's like, you got to get yourself out of the way and figure out who the target audience is, and can you see that becoming a match? And if you can't, then it's time to list it, meaning you, Jersey change, let's do something different. Okay. So I think more than ever, what people need right now is they need anxiety reduced. They need certainty. And that certainty, a lot of that will come from you. Now, if we shift it a little bit and say, well, what if I don't love it at the moment, but I usually do. I'm just kind of in a funk. Like, I don't think this is a long-term thing. I really do like this company. I really do like what I'm doing. I like selling new homes, but I'm kind of stuck. I'm like in a funk. You fake it. Seriously, fake it till you make it. There's a reason we have that phrase. You fake it. You find a way to say, yeah, I'm doing great. When somebody asks you, I'm doing great. You never, ever go there. You don't go there. And if you will keep going with that, you can work yourself out of whatever funk you're in. But sometimes you literally fake it till you make it. You play music that gets you going. You listen to a good podcast. You tune into Virtual Builder Town Hall and you get a jolt of energy from me and you just keep going. And the analogy I would give you on this is people all of the time, right before I speak, will ask me, do you get nervous when you speak? I can think specifically a couple of sales rallies ago, we were all backstage, the speakers and myself, and we're standing there, and one of the other speakers looks at me. I was just about to go out and says, do you get nervous when you speak? And I mean, without hesitation, like that, I went, no, absolutely not. Because now is not the time to say that out loud. You follow me? Of course I'm nervous when I speak in front of the sales rally. I mean, it's just your entire career flashing before your eyes with 2,000 people that can either hire you, fire you, ban you from the industry, or throw things at you, right? I mean, who wouldn't get nervous at that? Of course, I'm petrified. I'm nervous. My knees are knocking. But do you think in that moment I'm going to say it? I have a cardinal rule. I will lie to you if you ask me that backstage. I will lie to you. I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell you right now. I will fake it until I make it. I will look at you and go, absolutely not. And I walk out there like, absolutely not. I love it, and I'm not listing it today. You see where I'm going? And that's the attitude it takes. Sometimes at the first builder town hall, all y'all are coming in here. There's hundreds of you in here. I'm freaking out. I had to fake it till I make it. I didn't know what I was doing. But do you think I'm going to say it? No. Now, if you invite me to coffee or lunch and we're just talking and I'm not about to go on stage, or we're in a setting like this, I will be more than happy to tell you, of course I get nervous. Of course. But not in that moment. Okay. So that's my tip to you on overcoming it if you get in a bit of a funk. If it's a long-term thing, then you got to do something about it. You have to. Lastly, how does love it or list it connect to your buyers and what they're going through? Well, here's what I'd like to submit to you that I've observed in my own life, as well as the people that are close to me. All of us, this whole process of this coronavirus quarantine situation has given us a lot of time to reflect and evaluate our jobs, our family life, our relationships, our homes. It's really given us an opportunity to look at everything in our life and say, do I want to love it or list it? I mean, there's people that are like, I should have retired 5 years ago. Why am I still working, killing myself? I can think of a friend like that right now. And they're like, okay, I'm done. It's giving people a hot second. Just take a step back and reevaluate all kinds of aspects of their life, their lifestyle, their homes, of course, the spaces that they live in, and decide, is that something in my life that I want to continue post-COVID or not? So understand that everybody around you, not just you, everybody around you is contemplating this. Like, do I want to love it or do I want to list it? In terms of their work, their job, their everything, all the aspects of their life. And then you come along and you love it. You love new homes. You love everything you're doing. You love your location. You love your neighborhood. You love your home buyers. You love your builder. You love your team on most days. And you come along with that passion and that certainty for what you're doing, dude, you're going to get the sale. You're going to get the conversation. Because when everything's up in the air and I'm evaluating everything going on in my life, not just my space, but every aspect of it, I am drawn to people that know and have certainty. And that's now where we come full circle. So I hope that that makes sense to you. Hope that wasn't too frou-frou or whatever for you. But I just feel like not only do we need the tactics of all of this new world we're in, but we also need the recharge internally, because it really does start with you.